And we're in, and it's Pro Prep.
Pro Prep.
Been a while since we've done one of these.
It's been longer than normal because, well,
Life. Yeah.
in the throes of prep also throws up its,
Up its challenges.
tired.
Yeah. So going to the gym and stuff like that has taken precedent as its meal prep. So we've been doing all that. But yeah.
How long does meal prep take, by the way, can I just say? It seems to, as the weeks go on, just gets longer and longer and more tedious as time goes on. But
I feel like I'm not quite there yet. She's definitely there. She's definitely there at this point.
I could literally throw all my Tupperware away. I'm so done with seeing plastic boxes right now. But that's the way it is.
Top tip though, get yourself Pyrex glass. That's their proper Tupperware. I'm not sure it's called Tupperware. And your food tastes better. So do that when you throw them all away. Get the glass.
Yeah.
We should say welcome. So welcome to all the new Pro Prep viewers. Normally we're not like this. Normally we're full of life. We've got lots of zest and we're really exciting and encouraging people.
We do have that as well, but it is a Wednesday night. It's 9 o'clock. It's been a long day, so we've been wanting to do this for a little while. So welcome. So for those of you who know Pro Prep, you know what we're all about. We are Andrew and Steph, and we are both pro-natural bodybuilders, and we are currently in the throes of preparations for shows this year. Those of you who don't know Pro Prep, welcome to our channel. Here we are sharing everything prep related, bodybuilding related, fitness, health, well-being, and also we run our own coaching service for online coaching for competitors, but for lifestyle clients too. And we're working with a real nice mix of people at the moment. And you can check us out at www.proprepcoaching.com. I'll put it at the bottom.
Also check out the rest of our YouTube videos. We've probably got there's a dozen of them on there now talking about different topics. So go in there, check all that stuff out. So today's video, we're going to talk about two things. We're going to give you a little bit of update about what's been going on with both of us. Pro Prep News, I like that. Yeah, Pro Prep News.
It's like a flash across the screen.
I expect to see one of them animated on this video.
Yeah.
News flash.
Oh, actually,
Kent Brockman.
I think I've got a really good gift for that. So.
Oh yeah, we expect to see that on there.
It'll be on Digital Marketing Queen.
So what's happening then? Progress so far. So I go, you go. I'll go. So I've got 5 weeks. 5 weeks to go. So anyone that's been following me on the Instagram, Fueled by Scott's Oats or Andrew Chappelle, Natural Bodybuilding on Facebook. You'll have seen some photographs that I put up on occasion, just document my progress, how I'm getting on. You'll also see some training videos occasionally put up there. Pushed 100 kilos the other day above my head. Strict.
100 kilos.
As well impressed with
prep.
it. Yeah, deep in prep. Strength gains. That was a PB at being
growing into the show.
Yeah, growing into the show. So yeah, I think it's going all right. I'm on track. I'm fairly well conditioned, I would say at this point. 5 weeks to go. I've started ramping things up a little bit, so I've eventually put in cardio. As Steph's like, oh god, he's actually doing cardio now. But 15 minutes, that's all I've put in there.
Just a wee bit, just to keep things ticking over.
Food's cut back just a tiny little bit, and I'm now 82.2. So I'll hope to get down to the 81s, maybe even 81 on the money for 5 weeks time. That's my plan, but it'll be slow weight loss, and I'm not really willing to compromise that sort of weight loss rate for the sake of losing muscle mass, because I think I'll have a good package and it'll be a well-conditioned package by the time I get there. So just keeping going, that's basically it.
So 5 weeks
for the British Grand Prix, and it's going to be fun.
Prix, yeah.
So yeah, lots of good guys going to be in that show.
Oh yeah, there's always just that whole lineup. For anyone who has seen it, you guys know it's awesome. It's great. You know, for us bodybuilding enthusiasts, and especially for me watching it, it's always been a highlight through my bodybuilding career so far, is watching the Grand Prix, because it's just the standard and the guys up there are phenomenal, and it just is a testament to natural bodybuilding. It's just a testament to a long period of dieting, a lot of hard work in the gym, time under the bar, as they say, and it's just wicked to see that much muscle tissue and conditioning all on one stage battling it out. So that's really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to watching that come in 5 weeks' time.
So the guest spot then. So we made an executive decision that we weren't able to do it.
Yeah.
So we kind of decided that because we've got a number of people in the show.
We've got quite a few in the show, actually. We've got quite a few clients competing, and we've got, well, generally across the board, we're actually working with loads of great folk, and we're so invested in it at the moment. So it's been our priority to make sure that we're giving them full attention. So that was one of the main, well, it pretty much was the reason, wasn't it?
So I mean, we've got these people in the show, they need our full attention to go and do it as well. So we wanted to just sort of make sure that we gave them that attention, and it wasn't a focus on us, because you know what it's like, people will be like asking how many rice cakes should I have, they'll be WhatsApping you, asking about water, they need emotional support and things like that. So we just made the call that we'd focus our attention on them, and
the other main reason was this, to be honest.
Yeah, it's expensive.
It's expensive. Costs getting down. And we've planned obviously a few shows or different things, not just shows, other things that Andrew and I are going to be doing, and some cool news which we'll tell you in a minute. But cost of everything. You know,
it's
our
expensive.
circumstances are ones that we need to decide where we want to put that money in, and this was one that, as much as we really wanted to do it, there's no financial side to that. So it was something we were doing. And we were just doing it for the love of it. Love of it. So, so that's kind of where we are at with that. So we don't want to disappoint anybody, but certainly we might be able to do something again at another point.
Yeah, there might be.
But shows are where we're focused at the sec.
So some news, Pro Prep updates. So the Beef Magazine, UK Beef. Stephanie, well, you can do the honours.
I actually put it on my story today on Instagram. So I'm super, super chuffed. I'm so proud of this, actually. I have got I'm going to throw you up there. Can you see it? Can you see it?
The Art of Posing.
It's probably backwards on the screen.
Yeah, it's backwards on the screen.
The Art of Posing article in the Beef Magazine, which I wrote a little while ago, and I'm really, really chuffed to see it in the magazine this month. For those of you who've worked with me, thank you so much. And for anybody who is interested in posing coaching, please do get in touch. My background is in performance art, choreography, and manipulation of the body through dance. But just generally, my background and my training is in being able to understand how to give the correct teaching points to be able to manipulate and move your body. And the same, whether it's dance, whether it's Pilates, whether it's movement of whatever kind, the same principles apply. And that's why I really do believe I'm great at what I do. And
you are great at what you do. You're proud of it. You're great.
Thank you, but I'm not saying that to sort of like give.
No, you are great at it. You're good at it.
Yeah, but what I mean is, I'm not one of these people at all that blows my own trumpet. But I'm so passionate about this on stage. I'm so passionate about making sure that people display their best when they put in so much hard work into the actual training and the dieting element. It's a third diet, a third training, a third posing. And posing, in my opinion, is the most important part of the process. So if anybody does get a chance to pick up Beef, go check out why I love posing coaching and why I think it is hugely important and actually essential now. It's more in view in the bodybuilding eye now than ever, how you are displaying your craft on stage. Blend the two together, training and the art of actually posing, and you've got a winner. So
absolutely.
So that's super cool, and I'm super happy, and Andrew's in this as well.
Read my part 4 of this article in the Beef on peaking. So peak week, if you've not checked it out already, be sure to check it out.
Peak week and posing.
Peak week and posing.
I also just want to totally say this as well. I started posing coaching, can you believe? just over a year and a bit ago.
And now you're number one. She's
One of
number
them-
one.
one of them
She's
in
number
that
one. She's number one.
I'll say that.
Okay, in other news, I've recently had an article accepted which should hopefully be published and out for public consumption by the time this goes out. So if you check out the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition, you'll see I'll have published an article with my colleague Dr. Trevor Simper, but also Dr. Eric Helms from Auckland, New Zealand and 3D Muscle Journey, where we document the dietary practices of professional bodybuilders versus amateur bodybuilders, both male and females, and what are the difference. So really exciting paper.
Yeah,
we talk
shout
about
out to 3DMJ there
Yep.
and Eric too.
Yep.
It's really cool
Yeah.
to see what they're doing as well.
Yeah, cool. So check that paper out. That'll be out, and I know that'll be really popular amongst the evidence-based guys in the community. So that's two things.
Mm-hmm.
Other news as well. A really exciting
Dun,
thing.
dun, dun!
Really exciting.
So I'm going to announce it.
Oh, you can
'cause
announce it.
I think it's exciting. Andrew has just landed a wicked job
Yep, it's pretty cool. It's cool as fuck.
for. Now, anybody who's up in Scotland is going to like love this, but anyone who's just generally a fan of this sport is going to love this as well. So, Scottish Rugby Union team in Glasgow Warriors, who are massive, absolutely massive, have recruited Dr. Andrew Chappelle as their team nutritionist.
Yes, so
Boom.
well excited.
So we're super stoked.
Yeah, super stoked.
I'm so proud of him, and
Thank
it's
you.
just literally wicked because, it was just like it popped up, didn't it? And you were
Yeah.
like, "Nah, I'm not going. No, I'm not going to do it." I was like, "Go for it!
Yeah.
Do it!" And look what's happened.
Now I'm working with international rugby players on
So
their
now-
diet
He's
nutritional programming.
literally Scottish rugby team's nutritionist.
That's Glasgow Warriors, Scottish rugby
Wow.
team.
Think big, yo. I'm all about the think big stuff. So, you
Yeah,
know,
we think big.
This is such a huge opening for
Yeah, really
him
pleased.
and his career, and I think we should all give him a massive.
Thank you very much. So I'm very excited. So I can't wait to be a rugger.
To be a rugger.
Be a rugger.
Scottish rugby.
Get those guys.
Drop us a
eating-
comment if you're a rugby fan, because my family are like rugby mad, so this is like super
Yeah,
cool.
and we're going to get those rugby guys pro prepped. That's
Totally
totally
pro prepped.
Get them bigger, stronger, more muscular, and hopefully score more tries.
Yeah,
we'll
hopefully,
be trying our best.
hopefully like win stuff.
Yeah. So that takes us on to a topic that we're going to actually discuss today. So we've done a whole update there, and hopefully you've enjoyed this the pro prep journey.
we do what we always do, which is we just talk. Don't we?
We just talk. So, what was that?
I don't know, but it's almost as weird as that laugh you just did.
All right, I don't like cackling. So, what we thought we'd talk about today is we thought we'd talk about carbohydrates.
Do you know what? We're about to talk about carbs, and I know that my last meal is oats, and it's over there, and I'm like, I want them.
You can wait. You can wait on the carbs. You can wait on those.
Let's talk
Them
carbs.
Stop carbs. Don't be scared of the carbs.
Just don't have.
They're
tiger
not scary.
Loaf.
They're not scary. Tiger Loaf's well good.
Tiger Loaf's the best.
Tiger Loaf
I
is
think
the
we've
best.
mentioned Tiger Loaf like.
Have we?
3 or
Is
4
this a
times.
common thing? We've mentioned Tiger.
Possibly.
There's probably a gif of Tiger Loaf. That's how you keep mentioning it. Or you want to use a tiger or something.
I just keep seeing it in Sainsbury's for
Right.
like 37p, and it's like.
Serious on this one though. Don't be afraid of the carbs. I think this is the number one thing that we see when we work with clients or talk to people in general about health and fitness. It's that they're literally starving themselves. They've kind of worked out that they need to eat protein to build muscle and to maintain muscle. But what they've not worked out is that the number one energy source you need to do all your explosive activity, everything that's anaerobic, working in those sets and rep ranges from 3 reps all the way up to 15 reps, is carbohydrate. So
Glycogen.
glycogen, yes, glycogen. You need the glycogen to help you perform,
Fuel the workout.
to fuel the muscles,
I
yeah?
think I'm a bit delirious tonight. Sorry. But yes, fuel the muscles. We're serious now.
So, I mean, we're seeing people that are consuming, say, 100 grams of carbohydrates per day as part of their diet, and then like 300 grams, 400 grams of protein. I mean, it's outrageous because you're using all that protein as an energy source, which just gets converted into carbohydrate in the body anyway. And you don't use all that extra protein.
You don't need all of it.
You just
the body's
excrete
just going to
it.
push it out.
Exactly.
Probably not actually that comfortable with that level of protein in the body as well.
Well,
Maybe a little bit.
acidic as well, and then
there is some studies as well, isn't there, that look at too much protein having digestive issues and bits and pieces like that.
Well, here's one thing actually. This is a caveat which is quite nice actually on the topic of digestion. Protein's really satiating, so it fills you up. And one of the reasons why it might be very satiating, I've heard this discussed, is it's not only because it releases hormones like GLP-1, which cause your body to stop eating food, but because that compound, when you have protein in high amounts, gets released because too much protein is inflammatory.
Yeah.
So it might be a defensive mechanism from your body saying, no, you've too much, stop eating now. Which is a different take on
bowel syndrome.
Well, maybe. Other things, for example, kidney stones, uric acid build-ups, acidosis. These are consequences of having such high protein diets. Potentially, not everyone's going to be affected by that sort of stuff. But so the question is, it's carbohydrates, and how much do you actually need then in your diet to actually achieve your goal, or what is it you're actually trying to do? Now, right from the outset, what I'll say is, lots of different diets are effective for helping you lose weight. Yeah?
Yeah.
You can diet in lots of different ways.
It comes back to that simple formula, the calories in versus the calories out, and as long as the calories in are obviously less
then what goes out?
Then
you lose weight.
Then you lose weight. And that is on any diet.
Yeah.
But it's important to say that straight off the bat.
Any diet. So
but what
keto,
is optimal?
Intermittent fasting, 5-2, the whole
5-2,
they all
high
work.
protein, low fat, high carb, whatever else.
But what we're interested in, as Steph said, is body compositional changes. So how can we maintain as much muscle in our frame?
What do you look like?
Compared to how much body fat you've got in your body. So exactly what you look at. Like now, the latest paper that we've just released and the previous paper that we talked about in terms of bodybuilders' dietary requirements, recommendations just now are around about, say, 4 to around about 7 grams per kilogram of body weight. That's around about 50% of your diet to 40% of your diet is going to be made up of carbohydrate. That's roughly how much you need.
And to clarify for these guys, is that for men and women?
Men and women. So we're seeing the same sort of stuff in men and women. Now, there is a difference between oxidation of carbohydrate in men and women. Men do it better than women. Guys are better at carbs than women. So that means that you might want to make a slight tweak to the diet, but it doesn't mean that you go super low carbs when we're...
No, it might just mean a little nip.
A little nip. Yeah. So you need carbohydrates in your diet, and when you're getting ready for competitions, typically what happens is the first thing to go that people cut is the carbohydrates. So if you're going to do that, you have to be aware that the off-season diet's got to be suitably designed so that you make those changes, you've still got enough carbohydrates in there to start with to fuel the workouts. Does that make sense then?
Yeah, it makes massive sense.
Yeah?
It's that kind of thing as well that, yes, you're going to see a noticeable drop when you drop carbohydrates out. You are, because,
they're an energy source.
They're an energy source.
You're going to feel
it. There's going to be a lot of a water reduction from just dropping them out as well.
Sure.
So the issue, of course, with that is that if you take them out completely, no diet is going to be optimal if you take one food group out for a start. The second thing as well is, the second you come to if you're in a prolonged period where you don't have carbohydrate and then you start to put them back in, what's your body going to do?
It's going to gain weight.
It's going to go, can I suction them on and can I hold on to them, because we don't want to let these go because the body hasn't given us them for so long that we don't know when she or he is going to give us them again. So we need to hold on to these, and we need to maximize, obviously, the energy source. So yeah, it's not a good thing. We don't want to be cutting them out completely.
Yeah, so we want to hold on to our carbohydrates. Now, carbohydrates are muscle sparing as well. This is what we've got to realise.
Yes, this is
so if you've got enough protein, then that helps your body sustain muscle mass, because it's anabolic in nature. However, if the carbohydrates are too low, your body makes carbohydrates from protein sources through the process of ketosis. So we basically start catabolizing proteins for ketones
Energy.
so we can have energy as a source. However, if you have enough carbohydrate, you don't start breaking down these proteins, so you get this muscle preservation effect occurring because of this. Because your body's not really that clever. It's not great at selecting for, well, we take the protein from the muscle or the protein that's coming into the diet here. So the carbohydrates are muscle sparing. How much do you need? I mentioned that already. So 40 to 50%, 4 to 7 grams of carbohydrates
per kilo.
per kilo. In terms of good sources, what are we thinking, Steph?
So again, like we said, we mentioned tiger loaf earlier, not a good source. So you want to be, I hate this term clean carbs, but that's kind of like a good way of describing it. You want to be having good sources of carbohydrates, like your grains, your oats, your potatoes, your vegetables.
Generally speaking, we categorize these things as low GI things. So grains, as you've mentioned, so that's whole grains. So if you can, you want to go for brown pastas.
Brown rice.
Brown rice.
Although basmati's okay.
Basmati's fairly okay. Starches, so we're talking tubers, so that's potatoes.
Sweet potatoes, those sorts of things.
Whereas the higher GI things are processed foods, so we want to try and avoid things like white bread, so hence the tiger loaf recommendation not being as good.
Breads,
so the reason we do that, sugars, so confectionery's going to have to be, I'm afraid, off the menu for this. Cocoa Pops.
Until you pump up.
Off the menu for this sort of stuff. And now, it does depend on the time of day that you're doing this. So during the day, particularly when you're dieting, you want slower release of energy because you want to stay fuller for longer. You want so that you can stick to your diet. Satiation is important. So that's where you go in those low GI ones. After the workout, that's when you maybe want to start including the faster digesting ones. So if there's a time to have tiger loaf, it's after the workout. If there's a time to have Cocoa Pops, although I would suggest a more nutrient dense, higher quality food, then it would be after the workout. That's when you would sort of consume those sort of foods. Any top tips for carbohydrates then, Steph? Before we wrap up, what's your favourite? Tiger loaf, don't say that again.
Are we talking low GI?
Low GI.
Okay, so I think I'm not, I don't think this comes as a surprise to most, but oats are like my favourite thing in the world.
Yeah,
so
they're good.
Oats. Sweet potato doesn't really agree with me. It gives me really bad digestion and really bad bloat. So I try and stay away from sweet potato. White potatoes, love them. What else have I missed? Oh, basmati rice. I have basmati rice. My diet consists mainly, and I actually did a feed on my stories the other day of all my meals, and had some people message me being like, "Oh my god, you're such a stable bodybuilder. All you eat is chicken and potato." And like literally right now, it is like oats and protein, chicken and potato, a chicken salad, oats and protein. Like that's kind of like the way I'm having my meals at the moment. But actually, to make a point before we wrap up, there's this kind of terminology in the bodybuilding world. Well, certainly I've heard it used a lot and people speak about it, is this carbs for condition phrase. And I think it's maybe important to just touch on that and why some people talk about having a high carbohydrate and high protein diet to bring really good condition. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, based on the research that I've done, where we compare high-level amateurs who place and win competitions versus ones that don't place and don't win competitions, and pro bodybuilders in the latest paper that we did versus amateur bodybuilders, the trend is that they all follow a high carbohydrate, high protein diet, low fat diet. And the reasons they do this is because they put it in a hierarchy. So they say, okay, we need protein to spare the muscle tissue. So we need to get about 2 grams per kilogram of muscle per day. Yeah. Thereafter that, we need carbohydrates to fuel our workouts, because the carbohydrates, the glycogen, glucose, are the main energy source that we utilize when we're doing bodybuilding type workouts.
Keep strength up.
So keeping the strength up, So if you can perform well in the gym,
it helps keep the muscle tissue.
It helps keep the muscle tissue on your frame. It helps you be full. Being full is important because if you're flat, you lose muscle tissue, and it also avoids you being in a situation whereby you're breaking down protein tissue so you don't have gluconeogenesis taking place. Also, carbohydrates are associated with fiber, and fiber sources help keep you feeling satiated, e.g. you're not hungry. So that's why we sort of say they put them in the hierarchy, and I'm afraid the nutrient that gets kind of left behind out of this is fats. So people say, well, if we're going to make sacrifices to our diet in terms of where we're cutting calories, they come from fats. Now, there's a whole discussion we can have around fats, and I think we'll have it in our video.
We'll do a different one on fats.
But that's where this sort of phraseology of carbs for condition comes from. And I see in the natural bodybuilding world, people are typically more successful when they follow a higher carbohydrate diet.
High carb diet.
That seems to be the way to do it, and there seems to be geographical differences. I would note as well that in Europe and in the UK, they kind of get that they need to eat carbs for condition, to use the phrase. But when we look at the studies of people in the States, the papers that are coming out over there, they seem to be all low carb diets.
Yeah,
and
they're
actually
really funny with the carbs.
Low energy dieters as well. Like a lot of them below this sort of 25, 30 kilograms per kilo body weight of calories. So really, really low calorie diets to get ready for contests. And it's not surprising that they lose muscle tissue when you look at studies, up to 20, 40% muscle mass loss. Huge amounts, crazy. One last thing that you touched on here. Eating sweet potato when you're dieting. And this is not to just pick on sweet potato, this is anything. If you are following a diet and a food group doesn't particularly agree with you,
don't have it.
Don't have it.
Don't
it's not
suffer
practical.
through it.
No, not at all.
Why do people do that?
I was speaking to a guy recently.
To have the sweet potato,
And
even though I'm like lying on the floor, like.
Oh, it makes no sense.
Don't have it.
Like I was speaking to a guy
potato.
recently, and he was saying, "Oh, I was eating turkey mince and sweet potato." Actually, he's like, "I hate them, but I just ate it because my coach says to do this all the time, and I lost weight in that." I was like, "Why the hell were you doing that? You could eat so many other different things. Don't follow something if you don't enjoy the taste, the flavour of it, and don't be a martyr. Just, there's alternatives." And
bodybuilding has moved on since the dawn of time. That you can have prep food in tasty formats. You don't have to have it
You don't have to suffer. In terms of other grains,
fish on a rice cake.
Oh, you don't have to do fish on a rice cake. Yeah. Don't have to do that.
Oh, rice cakes.
Yeah, they're
kind of like the only caveat one. Look, I'm picking up your caveat word. Oh my god. Right.
That's us. We're signing out.
Rice cake. Wait, rice cake.
Okay.
Rice cake. Let me just finish on the rice cake because I do love a rice cake. Rice cake is processed. Yes. It's kind of nothing. It's like an air. But they're quite good and quite quick to get some carbohydrates.
There's practicalities in here. So it's coming back to the other point. I mean, you have to do what's practical. If you can't sit down and have 6 meals a day because you've got the sort of job that doesn't allow you to do that, and then you need to find other alternatives. And if that's something that you can put in your diet, and that means putting cream cheese on it and salmon, and you have a rice cake with a little bit of spinach on it, then the GI of that meal changes completely.
Yeah, totally.
It becomes much slower digestion.
And let's be honest, do you even feel like a bodybuilder if you don't have rice cakes?
And on that note, check out the rest of our Pro Prep videos. Be sure to check out YouTube, check out the Instagram page, Pro Prep Coaching, check out the Facebook page, Pro Prep Coaching on Facebook.
Go see what we're up to with our muscles if you fancy it.
Yeah,
on Steph Noble Figure Pro, Fueled by Scott Soates on Instagram. Supernatural Coaching is my own stuff where I go put posing up there as well. So go check that out if you want to go and see that.
Get the beef.
Get the beef. For coaching, guys, we offer a lot of different packages. We have various different things for training, nutrition, and also for sports-specific goals. Bodybuilding, comp prep, strongman, powerlifting,
Rugby now,
yeah. We're working with lifestyle clients as well, so clients who are looking to transform their shape or have a certain look in mind that they really want to achieve. And we're also working with a few people right now on trying to get their nutrition under control and balance back in their life. So we've got a real broad spectrum of people we're working with, but between the two of us, we have a really interesting tandem of stuff we can offer you.
Yeah, we've got lots of skill sets here.
Come and check us out.
Check us out.
I don't know where that was from. Till next time.